Are you someone who does a lot of isolation exercises, or you use machines, compound, or is it literally dumbbells and movements like that that's mainly isolation? Hey, this is Dave Sheahan here. This is Ask Dave Anything. This is my daily YouTube show where I take one question from one of my social media followers and I answer it to give huge value to you, to educate you, to clear up the confusion that's rampant in this industry, so I can help you as much as I can so you can get results and you can get them fast. So today's question comes from Tom, who's living in the UK. He sent me a Facebook message earlier on my Facebook page and asking, you know, is it better to do isolation exercises or compound, or what type of exercises? So one thing, it depends on what you're trying to train for. You know, if it's general training, general fat burning, general conditioning, you're definitely better off to do compound and not do any isolation. There's absolutely no benefit doing isolation for someone who's wanting to do fat burning or wanting general conditioning. Muscle building to a certain degree, but I'm going to come to that in a second. Athletic performance, most of the time, none of that's useful. The only time it's useful to do isolation is if you're a bodybuilder and you're looking to fine-tune specific muscles, like in your bicep, your tricep, certain delta muscles like your anterior or medial or lateral, your certain areas of your quads, because there's 4 muscles there. You might want to work one of them and get out a bit more, your calves. So for a bodybuilder, it's very important to do isolation, especially closer to competition. If you're an athlete, for instance, you might need to strengthen certain areas, so that's where it might be important. For someone recovering from injury, again, the injured area, it might be a very isolated area. Suppose you tore your ligament to your bicep, you need to work that. Or you had some knee problems, you might need to build up the muscles around your knee with the leg extension, for instance, or certain single leg exercises. So isolation exercise in general are not something I'd highly recommend or even use really, but certain people, injury recovery, athletes, depending on what we're trying to achieve. And the third one is for bodybuilders looking to more fine-tune, especially as you get close to competition. So I hope that's been useful for you. So to generally stick with compound is much better, more effective, unless you're one of the different people I've said about. And also leave me your questions, your comments about what I've said below. You know, any discussion we can have be much appreciated. I always enjoy conversing with people online like this underneath my videos. So make sure, again, put your comments and questions below. Make sure you share this with anyone you feel will get some value from it. And check out these other episodes of Ask Dave Anything. Any questions or comments about them, put them below as well. So take care. I'll speak to you next time for episode 95.